Joining me now is Congressman Jim Clyburn, Democrat from South Carolina, the #3 Democrat in the House. Congressman, I'm beside myself. What do you think of this new proposal from Senator McConnell?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Reverend Sharpton. Well, this proposal at least get them off of this no vote business. We are now seeing the proposal from Mr. McConnell that would hope that Mr. Reid and others in the Senate will take a look at. Now, it allows for a clean vote on the debt limit. However, it's got a convoluted process that I think is designed to try to force the president to play a game with them that I don't think the American people are interested in playing. If you want to have a clean vote on the debt ceiling, let's have it. And if that's conditioned upon providing or allowing for them to come forth with legislation on certain issues, then that's another thing.
But Congressman, I think you're always much more diplomatic than me. I mean, aren't they really just playing games? I mean, come on, 1 minute they're saying president's not showing any leadership, then they come back and they have a golf game with the president, then they come back and have secret meetings, then they say, all right, let's deal with the bigger picture, we've got to deal with the structural problems in America. Then when the president says, yeah, let's have the big bargain, let's straighten this out for our grandchildren, they say, oops, nope, we don't want to talk 4 trillion. We want to talk smaller. Now they're saying, you do it.
Well, that's true. I agree with you. But as you said, when you're trying to do legislation, as we're trying to do here, there are times when you allow for certain face-saving devices to go forward in order to maintain a climate of trying to get something done. Now, I think you and I have the same emotions about this. My approach, however, is going to be to try and get 218 votes for the president to be able to move forward with an agenda that I feel is a very solid agenda for the American people. And I think that what you saw the last 48 hours is what the American people saw. A man putting forth the kind of leadership that need to be put forth in this instance, and you see a political party now scrambling for a way to get out of the box that they've put themselves in.
Aren't we also seeing, Congressman Clyburn, a defining moment in terms of leadership for this country? You have a president that says, I'm willing to even do some things that will hurt my political base to try and enter a new level of correcting what's going on in the country. And you have another crowd that's saying, well, let's not do anything at all. First, they've walked out any number of times throughout the process. Now they're kind of putting it, I mean, punting the move back to him. I mean, isn't this a question of leadership as well?
Oh, it's no question about that. There's no question. The president has been very forceful in all of his public appearances on this subject in the last 2 or 3 days. He's been engaged, and the American people can see that. He's laid out a very, I think, thoughtful proposal for to look at, and he has offered up some of his own sacred cows in doing so. And I think that the American people saw that this president did, in fact, feel that certain things need to be put on the table. And I think that that's why you see this reaction today. They know that the 80% of the American people, and I've seen some of the tracking on this, feel that the president is acting in earnest and honest on this.
Well, as you say, you have to get 218 votes for him, and that's why you are there, and the people of South Carolina sent you there. I don't. That's why I do what I do the way I do it. But both of us have a role to play. Thank you, Congressman Jim Clyburn, Assistant Democratic Leader from South Carolina of the Democrats in the House. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Republican.